Call this meeting to order. Determine there's a quorum present. Commissioner Wardlaw, Commissioner Vasquez, Commissioner Middleton, Commissioner Flores, we have a quorum. If y'all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Flores, please, sir.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm going to go to judges' comments real quick. We have the bridge, the Sycamore Bridge. They're working on it still. They're pouring concrete on each end. There's like 4 spots, 2 on each end. Where the posts are at, they should be done. But the reason I'm bringing this up, we had an accident out there with a bunch of motorcycles, and that same group was having their gypsy rally. The motorcycle club was having it this weekend. And I've asked TxDOT, they're coming in on Friday and then probably leaving on Sunday, but I've asked TxDOT not to work on those days, just because of moving and everything. And one of the responses that I got was that they're going to try not to have anybody on the bridge and sort of keep the lanes open Friday and this coming weekend. So hopefully the TxDOT will do that for us. I spoke with a couple individuals that were in that accident, and it seems still to be a little bit skittish, which naturally, hell, I wouldn't go over the bridge at all if I'd have been anything like that. But again, we have asked TxDOT to not have any workers or have anything done on the bridge this weekend. So hopefully they'll help us with that. No pressure to TxDOT, but anyway. Item 4, approving and amending minutes, planned or amending minutes from previous meetings.
We do a motion, but I've got a change on item 17. I believe it was a 3-2 vote, not a 4-1 vote.
It was a 3-2 vote. I mean, a 4-1 vote.
It was?
Yes, sir.
You voted for it?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Which was this?
Item 17.
You okay with that one? You gonna approve the minutes? You have a motion?
Made a motion.
Second.
Motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Citizens' comments, I have one. Mary Ann Ortiz. Are you here? Ma'am? Oh.
Oh, you're ready for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Good morning, Judge Owens and County Commissioners. My name is Mary Ann Ortiz, a leader of the Border Organization and a resident of Vega Verde. We are here to address item agenda number 16 and 32. To be specific, we don't understand the cost or the bid overrun since the water pipeline in Vega Verde has not been completed. According to the paperwork that we have reviewed, indicated that the Vega Verde water line should have been installed up to, well, there were 27 residents. I didn't write the number down. It was 7,000 something, or some, I don't know the number. I have it there in my paperwork. And it stopped. It hasn't even started. It was supposed to have started, I believe, in 5133. And we are hoping that item number 32, if approved, means that the water pipeline in Vega Verde will be completed. We ask this court that this court follows through with their commitments to provide water lines where they say they are going to be installed. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 6, approving monthly reports from elected officials.
Move.
A motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Approving bills for payment.
Move.
Second.
A motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Auditor's report.
Move.
Second.
A Motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against?
David,
Yes, sir.
the way that agenda item is worded, it just says auditor's report. It doesn't talk about any discussion or action or anything.
But you have your kind of your catch-all in advance that what can discuss and take possible action on any of them. Under number 5, so that kind of
Is there something you'd like to talk about, Commissioner? Or?
No, it's just the wording. To me, it
Okay.
should be discussion, possible action on approving auditor's report.
We can change it to say that.
But it's fine. If David says it works, it works.
Okay.
If we changed it, then there would be no question.
Yes.
I mean, I think if you added that language, it just makes
Okay,
it clear.
so we'll just add it.
You don't have to revert back to the general.
That'll work.
Okay.
We'll add it. Anything else?
No.
Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Certification of revenue. A, Texas Association of Counties, $286,455.33, structural hull damage. And then also 1,400, well, let's do one at a time, that way we figure out where we put it.
Make a motion to approve the 200 and put into the hail damage account.
Correct.
I have a motion, Commissioner Middleton, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye, anybody against? 5-0 vote, $1,450, precinct 1, flatbed trailer claim.
Motion to approve.
Where are you gonna put the money?
Where do you want the money? I mean, this is precinct 1 money, right? Trailer.
Right,
So you want it operating?
operating,
Operating or capital?
or capital will be better.
That's your motion, Commissioner
Yes.
Flores?
Yes.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, anybody against? 4-0 vote. Item B, payment of Vista Solutions Group, $28,300, county clerk license, professional service, and annual support for 2021.
I will make a motion to approve this to come out of her records management.
Okay.
Fund. This is a very old piece of bill, so.
Right, we can do that. There was some history on the PO. And we're also going to need the invoice back signed from the elected official before we can move forward with that.
Janie?
Yes, sir, I just got it, and I'll sign it and send it back.
Thank you.
I have a motion,
Second.
Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, anybody against? 5-0 vote. Item number 10, budget adjustment. A, 63rd District, 2 desks and chairs, $6,389 from capital expenditures into departments capital.
Move.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye.
What are we moving from capital expenditures to capital?
Until, I'm sorry.
Why are you moving from capital expenditures into capital department capital?
At the beginning, at the beginning of the year, you all pass a budget where you give appropriations in the general capital, and the departments have to come back after they get their final numbers, or if you decide that you no longer want to purchase that. And then we move it into
Okay.
department capital. And once it's in department capital, that's when they move it free will.
Okay.
All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Treasurer's report, this is the good one, right?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. There's some monies in there still by some of the precincts, like in this 2016 tax note, some of the other tax notes. If y'all will look into them to check and see if y'all can use those funds, then we sort of get it off the books. There isn't a bunch, but there's like 11,000 and then 4,000 or something. A motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Discussion, matters relating to COVID. Our numbers, again, are going down a little bit. The testing sites, there's not as many testing sites. We're still working with Acuna because they still want vaccines, trying to figure out a way how to get that done. One of the things that is going to change, with COVID, and probably that our cases, Title 42, Item 42 will go away in a couple of weeks. What that means is that they're not gonna be able to hold them and ship them back or let them not cross. So, we will see more of these individuals, in our community, starting in a couple of weeks. The sheriff gave me a call yesterday, and, basically he was given a heads up, and in 2 weeks that goes away if it doesn't, for some reason they don't keep it in place, but it looks like it's going away, and none of these individuals, when they come across, are tested, at all. So there's a possibility that if you're hanging around stripes, you're gonna be susceptible to it. And that's not throwing rhymes at stripes, but, pobrecitos. We will have more people in our community because this is going away in 2 weeks.
So, I was reading an article this morning, apparently there's another variant in Europe. This weekend in Europe, they're getting a couple 100,000 cases a day. Guess we have that to look forward to.
Yeah, and I just don't see this without it being in our conversations anytime soon. I mean, it is what it is. You know, hopefully none of us have either got it, developed some immunity or vaccines or something to where maybe, I think they were talking about herd immunity at some point. You know, that was the topic or the conversation for, I guess, for about 3 months, and then that went away. So maybe if that's what they were saying, you know, if we could get there, that it would help if we were there. But really, who knows? We were asked the other day, the decisions that we made at the time, you know, some of them might have been flawed, but, you know, I really believe that the decisions that were made at the time were based on the best information that we had. It can't go backwards. It's just that simple. We'll have to figure this out, I guess, as we go along. But it's here. We have had people, that are back in our community that were, even in comas for 2 and 3 months, induced comas, and are now back in our community, walking around with oxygen packs. And we've had people that, Jesus Christ, with as much stuff as they had wrong with them, I can't believe that they came back. You know, I mean, you can't tell. But it's, you know, we just have to live through it, or try to, anyway. Any other discussions on COVID? No, sir. We good? All right. Item 13, discuss possible action on approving the County Judge and Commissioners Association of Texas annual membership in the amount of $1,800. We actually have
Motion
an
to
account.
approve.
And to bring it out of our dues, we have an account that says dues.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay? Okay. Commissioner Flores, second?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Item 14, discuss possible action to authorize Darville Little League to assist in repairing pitching mounds at the baseball fields. David, can we talk about these together? Because it's item 15. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And, item 15, discuss possible action setting aside funds for baseball fields may include dirt and conditioner. We set aside $5,000 a couple meetings ago in order for the sod. We're not gonna have time to do the sod and get that done. What they've asked is if they can use that money for the dirt and the conditioner, and then also for the mounds for the baseball fields.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Item 16, approving a resolution regarding the cost bid overrun for Texas CDBG 7219085, Rise Estate, San Felipe Pastures, and Vega Verde Road water line. We have that item. And then under Melissa, we have each one of them under a separate item. Would it be better just to go to each one of them as a separate item and leave number 16 alone? Can we go ahead and just table this or do away with this one? We'll just go on to
Motion to table.
Second.
Commissioner Nettleton had made a motion, Commissioner Vasquez second. All those in favor? Aye. 5-0 vote. We're gonna go ahead and go to number 30. Item 30, discussion possible action in awarding bid of bid number 22-04, Rise Estates Waterline Improvements, Texas CDBG 7219085 to Corn, Maine in the amount of $441,840.08, and authorize county judge to sign materials contract upon review by county attorney. We've got item 30, item 31, and item 32. All three of them are part of the same grant, but we've managed to split it up in different bids for each one of them, even though they're all part of the same grant.
What do we have in the grant?
I've got a deal here.
Gives you how much is over. This was sent by Carl last week. I asked him to break it down for us.
So we're $308,000 over.
Yeah, actually, there was a mistake in the bid tab. The bids that were submitted, we went and did the actual review of those. They had some errors in them. And so at the end of the day, the three projects combined, the bid overrun is $322,003.60.
322,000 what?
322,003.60 of the three combined.
And that is due to increased cost of materials?
Yes, sir. Actually what was budgeted in the grant a couple of years ago and what the prices are today is right at $10 a linear foot more, just for the materials.
Is there any other additional cost in these projects that we're gonna have?
Could be some trenching if they needed to get a rock saw or a machine. Part of that up there, I know probably State Loop 79 is gonna be pretty rocky in precinct 2. I'm just guessing.
It'll be solid rock. So we're gonna have to come up with some additional funds for the trenching and that kind of stuff. We don't have any idea what that's gonna look like.
Yeah, this is just for the materials. We rented rock saw there last year. It was about 15 grand for about a week.
When was this grant approved? When did we approve this?
This was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. And we didn't bid the material 2 years ago?
Yeah, we didn't bid the materials until here recently.
There was no material 2 years ago due to COVID. There was shortage on PVC pipe, any type of PVC material.
And what do y'all anticipate the additional money we're gonna need to finish this project? What's our time frame to finish it?
Well, we have to obligate the grant funds. You've got $828,900 in the grant for materials, okay, construction. The state agency has given us, we asked for an extension. If we obligate those funds with executed signed contracts for material supplies, then TDA will give the county an additional 8 months to complete the project. So we basically got till first of the year 2023.
Can y'all finish it in 8 months?
Commissioner Vasquez, you finish yours in 8 months?
Well, that's gonna be tough, but I think we can get it done.
I would suggest to the overrun of $322,000, we had $100,000 more for trenching for precinct 1 and precinct 2. I'm not gonna have that problem down there on Vega Verde. It's all sand. But in case they need to rent any type of special, a machine, they'll have that extra money.
We ain't got that though.
Yeah, I know.
Rise will all be trench. Rock saw.
So we need an additional 422,000.
Yes.
These are water line projects. Why don't we take the money out of, since it is allowed, out of, the HARPA money, American Rescue Plan money.
And that's a good idea. I mean, that money is for special projects, and this would be qualified as a special project.
Can we move that money back into, move a portion of that money back underneath that HARPA deal where we can track the cost of HARPA? Or do we need to do that? Sorry.
All right, sir.
We moved it into the general fund.
We
We
did.
talked about moving some of the money back into the categories so we can track those categories.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct. We can create a special category within there. You're able to see the budget entitled, correct? And you're able to get those reports? Is that, may I approach?
On which piece?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yes, there you go. You got that. Okay. So that's what's residing in Fund 1814, as was passed by the court probably a month and a half ago. So from there, you can just do budget adjustment if you want to create your own special project, or since if you want.
This only includes the portion we've received. This doesn't include the second portion of the 4 million that's coming.
That is correct. As on your little handout there at the pie chart, you'll see that we've got pending accounts receivable of 4.7 million.
And when will
that's
that money be received? I know we have to obligate this, so I don't know when the.
Right, that money is to be received no earlier than 365 days after the first. So, with that being said,
It could be between now and when?
it can be now and between the day before the grant closes. So,
When? Or what? What's the date?
the date is 365 days after the first.
Okay, when did we get the first?
The first was received in May, June. So, the best thing to do on that is, when we do file in April, is to throw this against revenue loss. Then that'll show that it was at least expended. If we do not do that, we're wondering if we're gonna run into problems with them saying, you haven't expended your first tranche, we're not gonna send you the second. So, that's where we sit with that. And then once we do move it into the general fund, then we are now under different guidelines as far as the Texas Constitution, local government code, as opposed to being a fiduciary for the federal government. So, we want to square up
Saying
those
all
thoughts.
that, Matt, after you get past that, is there room in here, since we've already set up for the first amount of funds, in order to get money for these projects? Where we
Sure.
get it from?
Yeah, absolutely, there's cash right now. And then what we can do is just suspend some of these projects that you've already done for this project, and then wait till the second tranche hits, and then just
Like the housing, the sewer, those types of things, we could suspend until a later date.
That's true.
And fund in the second portion, which frees up
And that
the
housing support,
$422,000 to do this project.
and that housing support is probably something that, you may want to talk about and leave over on the federal side if you're going to do anything above and beyond what is normally done.
Okay,
But that's a good,
I'll make a motion to approve and take, to set aside the 422,006.60 out of the HARPA and to postpone the housing portion of 500,000 to fund it, and then when we get the second portion to reimburse, or to add the 500,000 for housing.
okay. So just be clear, we're going to create another project, and we're going to call it water lines. And we'll list
And we'll
those.
track it, and then if any money is not used in the additional 100,000, it will go back into
Okay.
the funding.
So you want to move the full 500 or just the 422?
No, just what they need, the 422.
422? All right, we can get that done.
I think it's a good idea. But, well, we have a motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay.
I want to add something else on there, in case that they need some more money, I mean, pushing 1 and 2, in case it really hits some really, really solid rock. Or we'll be able to get some more money for them.
You can take money for wherever this court wants,
Okay.
Commissioner.
All right, I just wanted to make that statement, I mean, not that I want to add it right now, but I mean, the 422 will be sufficient for right now.
Okay.
Yes, sir?
The other deal is, it needs to be fair. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there, food for thought. if we're spending $422,000 between, 3 precincts, we need to come up with some line item at some point to set money aside for another precinct. If we're gonna do this for 3, if there's a project in precinct 3, we need to be fair with the dollars amounts. Is that okay? That makes sense.
Makes
All
sense.
right.
Well, in a way, because, the thing is, the projects that are active right now are those.
No, that's how come we're gonna take care of these.
When we've had other projects in precinct 3, we've helped out with money.
I have never, in the 20 years I have been in here, come back and ask this court on any project I have done for additional funding. Not one single time in 20 years have I asked this court for additional funding on any project, including the water projects, including road projects, and including anything else. So,
Well, the thing is, you have not been that active in the precinct 3.
that's not true.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing, I've
time-
had project after projects, and that's the reason this has been brought up to.
We did over $1 million water projects worth in Comstock, and not once did we ask for a penny from this court. And so, I mean, for you to sit there and say that that y'all have funded additional stuff for me, it has never happened.
Well, I mean, I just don't think it's fair.
Not fair.
The service that we're providing right now with water extensions to different areas of the county, it's not for us, it's for the people.
Yes, and the city of
So
Del
if he
Rio,
doesn't have a water, project going in his precinct.
and the city of Del Rio is making all the money off the water extension.
They are.
We're not able to recoup our costs to invest into that, so.
And we never will. I mean, the thing is, we're providing a service.
The good thing about it though is that this court as a whole, we're setting aside $422,000 today. Right? You're gonna be able to move forward with your project. Commissioner, you're gonna be able to move forward with yours. And Commissioner, you're gonna be able to move forward with yours.
Main thing is we're taking care of citizens.
Yes, sir.
That's what we're here for. That's
And the
what
only thing I'm saying
That was a shock.
is that at some point, it needs to be fair if we need money somewhere. That's the only thing I'm saying. You good?
No, not really.
But we can move on.
Okay, move on. Move
now.
forward.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 votes, set aside the $422,000. David, with that action, because it was sort of a catch-all, that pretty much took care of item 30, 31, and 32. Would you be sufficient? Or we need to go each item?
That motion was just item number 30.
Mhm.
If that covers 31 and 32, there's really no need.
Okay, because we talked about all of them together, and we actually put all the projects together. There was so much money set aside through the grant, and then for all 3 of them, there was $322,000 needed, plus another 100, and that was with all 3 of them combined,
Needs us to
overall.
Yes.
Judge, may I make a comment?
Yes, sir, please.
Y'all know that I cover a pretty good arena, and I'd just like to express my sincere appreciation and support for Alberta County Commissioners Court. Y'all go way above and beyond a lot of counties that I coordinate and work with. Y'all ought to be commended for the amount of projects that y'all have taken on and the amount of work that y'all have completed, and I'm very thankful for that.
Thank you, Carl, for saying that. I appreciate it. And I think Matt has also said, we've got when you look at all our grants and look at everything, when you look at the front paper of our budget, you look all the way across on that one line item where we get our money, we're about $55 million. I think all of them put together, our general fund, road and bridge, grants and everything else, so it's really amazing that we're going out, and that is a testament also to you, Carl, Matt, and everybody else that's part of that. Thank you.
And that's true, Judge. What do we got? About 15% of our operating is grant funded.
Right.
So you know how high that is across, and that would mean taxes go up 15%, or services get cut by 15%. So.
Yeah.
that-
Oh, no, the court's doing an amazing job. And again, when you look at the budget, we deal with a $26 million, general fund and interest in sinking and road and bridge, then you look, keep on going all the way across and you're at $55 million because of grants and
Right.
and other loans and stuff like that, which is impressive.
And as we know, some of those are competitive. Unfortunately, we got the bad news, last week.
Couple points.
We basically a couple points. So this stuff is competitive. This stuff does matter. Everything that we're doing does matter.
No, and there's another item in here, and we'll talk about some of the projects, future projects that the Commissioner's Court wants to take care of. I know, like you said, I think a couple of weeks ago, we missed out on a couple of points on both schools. We were out, and then last week we got, on the 750,000, for kids, that we were 2 points from being in the group of being the 11 or 14, whatever that was.
Valverde County was 12th, and they funded
11 projects.
out of about 35 applications.
Yeah. So that's even impressive. And like we said earlier before the meeting, we'll go ahead and, were you gonna say something, or you just?
No.
No. Did you want to say something?
Just a quick question, the 422 that the court just approved, does that mean that Vega Verde water pipeline?
That means that when we applied for the grant, there was X amount of feet for each different precinct. They're gonna be completed. So in answer to your question, that's just top of my head, I think we had like 12,000 feet in yours, right?
About a mile and a half.
Like 12,000 feet or something. So all that will be completed. Whatever we applied for in the grant will be completed.
So what was on the contract?
What was in the plans, what was in the contract, those linear feet will be completed. And the court just absorbed on that one. I guess I should have put my glasses on. Probably about, it's right at 100,000, 99,000 and change, but I don't know which one the tabulation I messed up on, so it'd be over 100,000. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, that was long. We did county judges, we did Little League, did 16. We're on item 17 now. Discussion possible action on writing a letter to USDA Senator Cornyn and Congressman Gonzalez on funds set aside for ranchers and farmers for property damage brought about by human smuggling, trespassing by undocumented aliens, winter storm, etc. There was two deals. Let me see if I can get my paperwork here. There was a couple things that were passed by USDA, initiative to reimburse farmers affected by the border crisis. I spoke to a couple of ranchers over the last 2 weeks, and the way that they're getting reimbursed or how they would receive the money, they have to have somebody come out and do an inspection and look at what's going on, and then turn in the paperwork. And a couple of them that I spoke to, Rusty and Clay Seawald, and they said, look, we've got to fix the fence, and now they don't want to reimburse me because I already fixed the fence. So it doesn't make any sense.
So who are they talking about comes and does the inspection?
The
Sheriff
people from
Department?
USDA. And they say by the time they get them here, he says, I got to fix the fence, I got to fix the water line. So I mean, there's nothing broke. When you get here, I've already had to fix it. Another rancher said that he had from the winter storm that he can't get reimbursed on two of his ranches, $84,000. That they said, well, you shouldn't have fixed it. He said, well, how am I supposed to get water to my livestock, and how am I supposed to fix my fence?
And keep your livestock off the highway.
Mm-hmm.
So they're running the programs that are different, instead of like they do with FSA on those other programs where we have a local guy to do the inspection. You have to call and bring somebody in from somewhere else. Well, hell, if you wait for him to get here, all your stock will be up the middle highway. Instead of using the other system.
And like Judge said, you gotta fix it right now.
No,
You got to.
And so they're not getting reimbursed for those issues.
And
I'll make a motion to approve writing a letter to Cornyn and Gonzalez requesting they look at a different mechanism.
A motion, Commissioner Middleton, second Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Item 18, discussion possible action on approval for a beer and wine license application to Gabc by the Whitehead Memorial Museum for the annual Cajun Fest fundraiser on April 2nd, 2022.
Move.
Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Item 19, discussion possible action on potential future projects by the commissioners and funding options for those projects. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. And I didn't know whether, I know that, the two schools that y'all have looked at, we had applied for funds and, well, we didn't get it. But, I know that there was some talk also about maybe doing some satellite libraries, and then also some areas for the kids to be able to come in and computer lab or something for them. I don't know if y'all have other projects that y'all wanted.
There is other projects, like I've mentioned before on that, repaving of Senegas Road from the city limit signs all the way to Duck Pond. That road is starting to fall apart. And I know the commissioners have other projects also that we're gonna need money for.
I mean, if y'all just throw some of them out today, and then we try to figure out what we're gonna do and how we're gonna get that done.
I got the Senegas Road project, paving from city limit signs all the way to Duck Pond. It's about 1.75 miles, almost 2 miles. I just want to repave, hot mix and, seal coat it and then hot mix on it.
Maybe, Carlos, on that one, if we can, we'll go out and measure it. And then, we can tell where it's in the worst shape, maybe come up with something, some type of cost. Okay. Commissioner Wardlaw, do you have anything?
Yes, sir. We need an office and a warehouse out on Broad Bend, across from the Cemetery.
Okay, Commissioner.
I'd also like to hopefully set aside some money, Judge, or first on the school and on that project. Start thinking about getting some monies to start cleaning it up. New fence around it. Everything's deteriorated. That's what I'd like to.
Okay.
Commissioner, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you got an item 21. I mean, wouldn't you want some money for?
And we can take care
on
of
that one, I was gonna table till after executive session. That's 21. That's what I was holding on that one.
Commissioner.
The project that we're working on would be the extension of Amistad Boulevard out to the lake to free up traffic for the school district and for the community. We're gonna be looking at trying to get some TxDOT funding to fund that, but there will be some need for some local funding. The project's probably gonna be somewhere around $7.5 to $8 million project.
Okay. Well, we've got 4 projects, and then we sort of put some numbers together and then try to figure this out. All right. We do have some more, I'm not trying to spend it, but we do have some more funds coming in from the ARPA money. We do have another 4 point, damn shoot.
Judge, did you say you're not trying to spend it?
Well,
I'm not trying to. We are on a time limit with those funds.
I'm not trying to blow it. Okay, I guess.
That's good work.
I think we need to come up with a plan before we just take off.
You do.
And start, just writing checks.
One-time funding.
Spend it wisely.
There you go.
We need to match the time with the revenues coming in. One-time funding means we need to grab a project that's gonna last as long as possible, right? That's probably the best thing.
Well, and I think all of them that were just listed, they're all gonna last as long as, longer than the 5, 10, 15-year type deal if we do it right.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, so that's like I was saying, I mean, we've got a plan on these, so we can set some money aside for each one of them and then try to go on some of these major projects if we go start looking for funds from TxDOT or somewhere else also.
Right.
I know that one of the other projects, even though that we've been told that we're not gonna need money, and that they're gonna do is, you have an item also on the railroad deal, right? And we've been told that we should not need funds.
No,
for that one either.
No.
But every time we've told that we don't need funds, right? I mean, it's always a little something.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And also, you do have the debt that was issued a couple years ago, so that we are going to back up against that 80% 3 years. So we need a project on that as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate you bringing that up.
All right.
we will get y'all an accounting, of, to me, I have to everything in steps. But if we have this, if you have an idea what you want with the schools, what you're gonna do over there, how much money to help set aside in order to move the process on the extension of Amistad, we do have funds available, that we could tap into, if we have a plan, and not just, again, start writing checks, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Buildings aren't bad anyway.
Sir? I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, I know what project you want.
Right, I said in
About
addition
$20
to,
million project.
yeah, in addition to infrastructure, if we look on our asset life, buildings tend to have a large asset life too.
And on the judicial center, I think, well, I don't think, we actually took a vote on that, and to see if we would put it on the next, election in order to come up with some, a tax rate increase for a judicial center. So that's on the table. And that we talked about it 6-7 months ago, if not longer,
Okay.
right? Okay. Now, I don't think we need action on this. We did get the 4 projects, and we can move forward trying to put something together and visit with each one of the precincts and try to come up with some dollars. Then we'll bring it back to the court. Y'all okay with that?
Great.
All right, item 20, discussion possible action to authorize county clerk to secure shredding services and authorize the county judge to sign agreement, cost to be paid from clerk's register and management.
Move.
A motion, Commissioner Middleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote, it passes. Item 21, discussion possible action on precinct 2 acquiring property for future park to be utilized for soccer fields, basketball courts, and other sports facilities.
I'd like to make a motion, Judge, to table this until after
Okay,
executive
have a
session.
motion to table, Commissioner Vasquez, seconded by Commissioner Middleton. All those in favor? Aye. 5-0 vote. Item 22, discussion and possible action on update of American Rescue Plan funds, requesting a breakdown of current and future expenses. That was the sheet that we just went over, Commissioner,
Yes.
Lotus. I don't know if you need to take any more action on that one, or
Well,
talk about it.
What I'd like to know is how much money we have left after those total dollar amounts that we talked about, and how much more money are we getting in? You said extra money for that.
We're getting, $4.7 million, $4.7 million.
We had made a motion, a few months back to transfer, $10 million to the general funds, ARPA money. Wasn't that it?
That was a 9 point, it was.
Or what,
It was 9.5, but 4.7 of that did include the cash that is not on hand. However, we're going to file a report as if we did, so that will hopefully expedite that process.
Matt, after all this that we already set aside, total dollar amounts to spend on this and that, how much money of that ARPA money are we gonna have available for projects or, special projects and stuff like that?
How much is gonna be available?
Yes, sir.
It's on that sheet, it's how much is gonna be available?
Well, let me look at what I'm gonna tell you what I'm thinking, and then maybe we can both answer this.
Commissioner, may I have that page, ma'am, first? No, the other one, I'm sorry. Thank you. What we got?
Well, on this one here,
Okay.
when you take all these here
Mhm.
with a 3.9, that was the first 4.7 that we got in, right? Right?
Okay,
So out of that, we just set aside 422,000, which was the 500. So we're gonna end up with the 500 coming back, we can take it out of the next 4.7, right? So you'd have 4.98.
Plus the
Well,
7.14 is
yeah,
the
if you
main
wanna
one.
say that, you wanna
That's
say
4.7.
4.7.
Then next year, we're gonna
Sure, we
get
can say
the
that. This is set up in 1814.
Yeah, no, I did it, and we can move the money where we want.
Yeah.
Total,
So that's 4.7 plus what we want.
So he means that after the
Allocate.
additional.
Yes.
So we got 4.7 coming in.
For each commission.
We've got
plus
422 that's already supposedly gonna be
And
spent.
these
We're
two,
gonna put
that takes up the first
If we wanna say
4.7.
4.3, great.
So we still got like 4.7
That
left.
makes sense.
Yeah.
4.7 we'll get next year.
Yeah.
Commissioner,
That'll get us something.
That's
Commissioner.
That's what I want.
we had like 4.7. If we take
Okay.
the 500,000, if we take 422 out, we take it out of the next check that we've got coming in, you're talking about right around 4.2 and change, 4.2.
We can, assign any of that money to any special project until we get it.
No, you can do that right now,
We can do
but,
that.
And that's how come I wanted
You
y'all's
just can't
projects
expend
right
it because you don't have the dollars.
well, we can expend it, and that's why we have
But
fund
how are you
balance.
gonna expend it if you don't have the dollars?
now. No,
No, that's
No, no, no.
that's the way grants work.
Yeah,
However.
I understand that, but we're
okay.
not getting the money yet.
Okay,
So
but-
let's not open the door.
You still have to fund, you have to have enough cash left
Mhm.
to fund all of the Laughlin projects, to carry those. You still have to have enough cash, so yes, we can go spend the money, but there's no place to get it from until the check gets here. Because if you take all of our unrestricted reserves and use it, and then hope to reimburse it, you're not gonna be able to carry these other projects that we currently have on the books.
And that is a great point. I'm glad you brought that up about the Laughlin projects. And we are gonna circle back, we're gonna, the bad 6 months where we start burning about $1 million per month and nothing's coming in. And then, of course, if you ever do get into a situation, there's always the trans.
It would not make
Trans can
sense.
save you.
We have $4.2 million, Commissioner, that we don't have a check on, that is coming in.
But it's coming in, I mean,
If the court wanted to decide on how you're going to spend those $4.2 million and have a budget for them, once those dollars come in, that would be a great idea. But to start spending the money out of the 4.2 that we don't have yet would not be a good idea. But if y'all have projects that y'all would like to set up to be able to use that $4.2 million, then that would be a great idea. Does that make sense?
we got.
The reason is.
We'll wait.
Now, if there's something I can just, point out, we are on a time limit. That time limit is not gonna change by when we get the cash, okay? You know, the time limit is 12/24, with a signed contract can go up to 12/26. So the hope is that something is lined up and something is completed. And we know that we already do have projects that need to be done before certain timelines that we just got today. So, very busy, very busy.
No, and if you had the money, if you had a plan for the money, it's okay. But to go out and start writing checks on the 4.2.
No, I imagine we should probably start working on contracts, architecture.
There's a whole lot of prep work that can be done.
Right.
But the actual dollars aren't here, and my concern is if we start expending money, we're not gonna be able to carry these other projects. You still have all of the cost of Laughlin, you have all these water lines, we gotta carry it.
We do.
And then we get reimbursed, and those can take time. So you gotta have enough cash left in the bank to be able to carry these projects, and they're currently on the books. I don't know how many millions of dollars worth of those projects.
Started to scare me.
We know sometimes those get delayed and they're getting reimbursed and all kinds of issues.
Yeah, those DAGs take anywhere from 90 to 120.
And the only thing we have left to carry those projects are unrestricted reserves. That's it.
That's one of the reasons
And
why
so,
we're having them. But
you know, my concern is I'm fine with us assigning projects and coming up with plans, but to start writing checks, we're gonna find ourselves in a financial disaster if we're not careful.
I know, and then we have to balance that with inflation. We have to balance it with, we got today's dollar buys so much rebar, so much cement today. What's that cement and rebar gonna cost 2 years from now? So it's a lot to think about, and there's gonna be no right or wrong.
And what you just said a little while ago, it's a lot to think about. Some of these projects, and one of the reasons that I wanted a list of these projects, if we're not going to be able to pay for them, we are sitting, we are sitting in a time that we borrowed money, the 4.3 at 1.3% interest. When you calculate it all together. And then the other one, 1.6, 1.7. You know, depending on how everything else plays out. And if we come up with some of these projects that we can't fund now, we have in 2023 and 2024, $1.1 million that we will not have a payment for, $1.1 million. We end up paying those notes off. And again, there has to be a plan in place, versus just start writing checks and nothing there.
Absolutely agree with you.
And I think that's the part that we're all trying to get to, is what's going to be that plan, or we're going to set, went back to let me get coffee. The dollars, on the 4.2, there has to be a plan, not to write checks yet, but a plan. And I think we can do that.
That's a great thought process.
Ms. Fuentes?
Premium plan on the graph,
What's what?
Premium,
Premium paid.
paid.
That was dollars that we ended up, paying out to every employee in Valverde County in December of last year.
So that's already,
That's been paid, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And when you look at the chart, the 700 and something, and then there's another number right below it. When you add those to the other 3.9, they come up, to the 4.7 that we'd already received. Okay? Commissioner Flores, any other discussion on that? Or
No,
are we good?
that's fine.
Okay, thanks.
Just keep
Item
planning.
23, discussion and possible action on TxDOT funded projects for the intersection of Farley Lane and Senegas Road, at the railroad crossings and at the intersection of Fonterra Road and Senegas Road. Commissioner Flores?
Yes, these projects are very important projects, due to, so many accidents on both of those crossings. TxDOT and, Union Pacific got together and we met with them last week. And they're ready to tackle this project. They want the county to manage the project. They'll fund it with federal money. And, they've got several options. They're gonna widen the crossings. They're gonna slope the road. And then they're debating about stoplights or traffic lights. I told them I didn't have a problem with traffic lights as long as they maintain them. But if these projects are coming, they're gonna start moving forward and, we'll be hearing more about them. And I just wanted to give an update to the board and the people as to what's gonna take place in precinct 4 in the future.
Okay. You don't need any action from us?
No,
Commissioner?
nothing.
Okay, I know that Carlos had gone out there, and looked, and I guess as we move forward, you'll keep us,
We'll keep you informed. But, Carlos, do you have anything else to say on this?
why would you ask? You know. Are you gonna hook up to the slide?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Good morning, Judge, good morning, Commissioners. Yeah, we had a meeting with TxDOT last week, and they're suggesting for the county to fall into an advance funding agreement. So we're gonna be doing all the consulting, handling the project, and they're gonna be able to reimburse the project as a whole. And they were talking about two other alternatives. One of them is, widening on the roads on both of them, and then either traffic lights or stoplights, it depends on the traffic study. But it's gonna be through an FAA, they call it FAA, Advanced Funding Agreement.
And
And they're supposed to be providing,
you'll get that when you get that, I guess
yes,
you get it. Okay.
they're working on that.
I wanna add something else. I mean, there's not gonna be no cost at county level on these projects, period. I mean, we're just gonna manage the project. They're gonna fund it with federal funds.
That's correct.
We'll still have to, and I guess this is where it gets back to all the other, the discussion before this one. Even though that it's not gonna cost us money, at the end of it, it will cost us money through it in order to be able to fund and pay and then get
Yes,
reimbursed,
yes.
right?
Do you have an anticipated cost?
$250,000 per crossing, but they're aware that it's gonna cost more than that. So it'll probably end up being $300,000 to $400,000 per crossing. And,
It depends on the design,
yeah.
but they're gonna come up with a schematic design first.
They
before
are.
the agreement.
They are.
We'll keep you updated. Thank you, Carlos.
It'll, when you go out there and look, I mean, at the end of the day, they're paying for it, so whether it's 200 or a million,
They're paying
they're
for
gonna
it.
end up paying for it. But I just don't see $300,000.
No,
I'm thinking more than $1
depending
million.
if you're gonna be doing traffic lights, maybe more,
Million?
probably.
Right, okay. But again, it's not the county paying for it, all we're gonna be doing is just funding
That's
it
it.
once we get paid. Either way, it's a good idea, though, it don't matter.
That's all we needed. I mean, it's not a good idea. We need those crossings to be safer. There's been so many accidents on both of them.
Since we're looking at those and having conversations with TxDOT about railroad crossings, I know Precinct 1 has a huge problem with railroad crossings out in Escondido.
Mm-hmm.
We need to see about addressing those
Okay.
crossings because they get blocked out there, people can't get in, there's all kinds of issues. So if we're gonna look at crossings, we might as well look at all of our crossing issues.
Okay. We had that Sunday, the railroad, the blocking was crossed for 2 hours, Sunday.
And we'll talk about some stuff in executive.
Okay.
That it, Commissioner?
Yes, sir.
All right, don't need any action on 23, we move on to item 24. I bet you might as well stay, you've got a bunch of them. Variance approval for a 15-foot front lot line setback by owner of Block 8 lots, part of 14, 15, 16, and 17, and part of 18 Box Canyon Estates, Valverde County.
The owner of lots part of 14, 15, 16, 17, and part of 18 is requesting a variance of 15 feet building setback. This is located on Box Canyon Estate. This was already approved by Amistad using zoning commission on March 8th of 2022. A public hearing was held on the same day at 10 a.m. and we received no comments from the public. The owner is requesting a 50 feet building setback on the 5 tracks. On the original plan that was filed in 1966, we have a 10 feet building setback established. But on Amistad land use, we have 25 feet. The request is made by Benny Wilson, and the property falls into the canyon in the back. It's not adjacent to the lake. It's like 60 feet off the lake, but it falls into a canyon, and he's just requesting the setback for he can be able to use a little bit more land to the front.
Does that comply with all the rules?
Yes, sir. And we do have a septic design, and they're gonna be installing on the 5 lots, the septic, and they're gonna be off 75 feet off the 1144.3.
This is the first time I hear about it, Carlos, that you hadn't mentioned it, it brought to my attention.
No, sir, I think I didn't.
But that's why I'm asking, I mean, it meets all the rules and.
Yes, of course.
Okay, motion to approve.
Second. A motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Wardlaw, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Item 25, amending plat approval. Modifying tracks 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, and 70, and create tracks 59A, 64A, 65A, 67A, 68A, and 78. Also modifying Billings Road and eliminating Ginger Road at the Kelly Ranch subdivision.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Item 26, revision of replat, vacating lots 40 and 41, Devil's Point, and creating lot A, Devil's Point, Valverde County.
This replat is proposed by Amistad Consulting Services. The owner of both lot 40 and 41 are Susan Margaret and Ronald Edward Chiflet. And they're proposing to put in it together lot 40 and 41 into a new lot A. This is located in precinct 2 on Devil's Point subdivision. On the original plat, there's an error on the boundary line between lot 41 and 42. This will amend that error. However, the lot on 42 didn't want to be part of this replat, so he's not signing on this one. Just the owners of 40 and 41, but this will amend the bearing and distance on that property line.
This is the one we had previously discussed?
Yes, Commissioner.
Okay.
And it was already approved by Amistad and Use and Zoning Commission, and at this moment, I'm just bringing this application to start the process on the 30 days on the website, and to send out notices to all the neighbors within 200 feet. And I'll need to bring it again for your.
So you don't need any action right now, you just.
I need a determination that I can be posting this application on the website and sending out notices.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second, Commissioner Flores, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Item 27, revision, replat modifying property line between lots 14 and 15, Wahia Bay subdivision, Valverde County. I have a motion, Commissioner
Second.
Nettleton, second, Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries, 5-0 vote. Item 28, revision of replat establishing lots 11A, 11B, 11C, Las Palmas Unit 2 subdivision out of portions of lot 11, Las Palmas Unit 2 subdivision, Del Rio, Texas.
This replat is proposed by Amistad Consulting Services and the owner of the remaining portion of the lot 11, which used to be 10 acres, and now it's 7.5. We have 6 owners, and they're all signing on the application, and they're proposing to subdivide into 3 equally divided parts of 2.5 acres. This area is located in precinct 1 on Las Palmas subdivision, and it's inside the territorial jurisdiction of City of Del Rio. There is a 6-inch water line available on Las Palmas Drive on that side of the road, but there's no sewer, so they're proposing on building 1 septic for each tract.
Motion. Motion, Commissioner Wardlaw.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Nelson. Oh, Flores. Motion, Wardlaw, second, Commissioner Flores. Question. What are they doing? How do we know they're gonna put in a septic tank?
They're gonna leave a bond or letter of credit to do, or build it.
Okay.
So this is the same case of the other subdivision. This is not the final approval, just to start the process on reviewing the application and gathering all documentation posted on the county website, send notices, and until we get the septic installed or final letter of credit, we can grant final approval.
The street, Las Palmas though, is it ours? Isn't it ours? County.
Everybody's at this point.
Okay, so we're gonna do this, and start the process in place.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess my question is we're not gonna take care of the road, because I mean, there's an argument over the road right now.
Mm-hmm.
We can still move forward with this?
At this point, yes, because
Okay.
you're not approving the entire plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that'll work. I have a motion, Commissioner Wardlaw, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Me? 4-1 vote. Item 29, amending plat establishing dimensions of lot 26 and 27 and 29, Block J, Senegas Terrace, Del Rio, Texas, previously recorded on volume 4, page 83, Valverde County Map of Records.
This application is proposed by Amistad Consulting Services. The owner of lots 26, 27, 29, Block J in Senegas Terrace are Antonio Rodriguez, Jose Armando Martinez, and Kaylin Reynosa. At this moment, they're just proposing to add measurements to the plat. They're not modifying anything. It's just that on the original plat of Senegas, we don't have measurements. So they're gonna keep the same boundary lines. They're just adding measurements on the field and on the plat.
I've got a question there.
Yes, sir.
What are their plans for those lots? I mean, I'm kind of curious, are they gonna develop? Are they gonna build homes, or, I mean, do they have?
They mentioned that they're planning on building something, like a house on each.
Okay.
That was my last conversation with the surveyor. And they all have city water and city sewer.
Okay. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Vasquez. When you measure some property lines, let's just say on, my concern would be is the right of way. We're sure that we're gonna end up with the 50-foot right of way.
Yes, sir. Let me go to the screen.
I know that there were some of them that, like the corner went in.
There's an issue on this side of the street that we need to fix.
Okay.
And then there was a concern between these two lots, because there's an uncertain ownership of this little tract, but it's not included on this property.
Okay.
So they're gonna be left over on this shaded area.
That's where they just wanted to take it and then they couldn't take it.
They tried.
Yeah, they tried taking it, yeah.
But that was not the right thing. So right now, they have a fence line here,
Okay.
and the owners of lot 12, they're using that portion of the land, but it's not inside the measurements and meets amounts of this one, so it's not really clear.
Okay. All right. All right. I just want to make sure that we end up with a 50-foot right of way, once they stake it.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0 vote. Item 30 and 31 and 32. we've already done. Item 23, discussion possible action and awarding bid 22-06, used motor grader to lowest bidder, Yellow House Machinery Company, in the amount of $145,000.
Motion to, approve, award the bid to, Yellow House Machinery.
What's precinct is this one?
It's precinct 4.
Precinct 4?
Second.
And the money's coming out of your capital?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Motion carries. Item 34, discussion possible action and approval to solicit requests for proposals for the following. We'll do one at a time. A, contract labor to replace the grandstands at the county fairgrounds and to select a committee to score proposals.
When we say contract labor, or are we doing a bid for a company to do it, or are we hiring people to do it?
Company.
So it is a company we're gonna hire.
Right.
So would that be contract labor? So there would be requests for bids.
Just in general.
Well, what's the cost of proposals?
We're requesting bids,
Contracting.
$150,000.
So we were thinking of request of proposals, and that the only difference
You can't
between,
do requests for proposals on this type. You can only do that on professional services. You have
That
to
would
do
be
bids. You have to do bids, not proposals.
we can look into that.
Unless you're gonna do a design build, you have to do bids. For request for proposals, you know, I think you're gonna have a hard time doing that.
So originally, we had permission from the court to go for bids in that one, and since we have so many variables, you need to list specific items for each thing. So that will open the door to a lot of change orders.
Okay.
So we were thinking about going up request for proposals for a construction, and they can propose one system or another one if they're, but we can look into it.
I guess you can, I don't.
We're gonna do
I
that.
mean, most
How should
cases,
that be, David?
Yeah, I don't know that it's gonna qualify because it's not professional.
in most cases, you do a design and you go out to bids. That's pretty much how it is. It's design and then bid. We have to have a design and we bid the specs based off of that design.
Can you design it, Carlos?
Yes, we do have the design and we do have the specs. The problem that you can have different alternatives.
What Carlos was trying to get to is the change orders in case we run into a bunch of different, I mean, when you go out there and look at it.
No, I get
it's complicated.
I get the problem.
Process. We'll probably have to, we probably can't work it the way it's worded
Okay.
here.
Right, I mean, I understand the issue you're having, it's just the process is.
Okay, so we can go out for, request for,
Now, you could do a design build, which is a whole nother thing in itself. You'd have to have somebody design it, then build it.
and that's what we did with the sunshines.
So you could do a design build, but I mean, the way this is, I'm not sure you can put this thing together. I don't know. It's up to the attorneys.
You wanna bring it back?
I think we need to reword it,
Okay.
make sure that you can accomplish what you need.
Okay, motion to bring back?
Motion.
A motion, Commissioner Wardlaw, second.
Second.
Commissioner Flores, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Item B, contract labor to construct an addition to Precinct 4's warehouse and to select a committee to score proposals. Don't leave, guys. Because you're gonna probably end up having help on this one too. This one's worded the same, David. So,
I think we're gonna have the same thing.
Okay. Just,
do you have a more or less size?
yes.
So if you
There's-
there's a size, then we could get him to.
That building's there, and I just want to double it on size, pretty much.
So why
But,
don't-
yeah, we can go through and
You go out and
measure it and everything. We got all the material, we just need
Somebody to put it up?
put it up, yeah.
So is the material a weld together or is the material a bolt together?
No, well,
Well, okay, yeah. So we need to spec that out, Carlos. If you'll get with him, you want a motion table that and bring it back?
I'll make a motion table.
Okay, Commissioner. Do I have a second? Second, Commissioner Vasquez, or all three of them second. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. A complete irrigation system for Gabc Park located in Precinct 1, select a committee to score proposals.
On that one, and they're designing the system.
The design already.
No. They will be proposing to design something and then come up with a dollar for that.
So it's a design build.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be request to go out for a design build for irrigation system.
Yes.
Is that a motion?
That's a motion.
Okay. Second. I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. 5-0 vote. Item 35, discussion possible action regarding authorization to grant authority for county judge to sign the contract in Valverde County and Matrix Design for a compatible use study. Contract has been reviewed by county attorney.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Item 36, discussion possible action awarding the construction of the T1 Sunshade Project at Laughlin to Agri Steel Inc. in accordance with GSA contract number GS-07F-05449T. Budget amount for this project is $1,450,000.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second.
Second.
Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Item 37, discussion possible action regarding authorization to grant authority for county judge to sign the agreement between Valverde County and Agate Steel Inc. for the design bid build project of the T1 Sunshades at Laughlin Air Force Base. Project to be funded by DIAG through the Texas Military Preparedness Commission. Contract has been reviewed by the county attorney.
Move.
Motion, Commissioner Nettleton.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Carries. Item 38, discussion possible action and approval to purchase a grill guard to install on a new fire truck. A truck with appropriated funds at the court's discretion. The truck was purchased for $66,868.76. Grill guard install estimate, I think the step is also included, is $2,689.95. There's some money left over out of the money that we set aside. I asked her to bring it back, to get court's approval to do that.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second.
Second.
Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0 vote. Discussion possible action approval to declare the following items as surplus property and designate for proper disposition. This disposition may include, but not limited to, auctioned, reassigned, recycled, and destroyed 45 legal-size 5-drawer cabinets at the district attorney's office. That was it.
Move.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton,
Second.
second. Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. You did good. She was nervous. Item 40, discussion possible action regarding a Home Depot credit card to be issued to Tomas A. Velasquez. He is, building maintenance.
Do we have these issues other places?
No.
Do we have these issues other places?
They usually go by and pick
Store
up
credit, or what do you mean?
the credit
Oh,
card.
credit card,
Credit
Home
card.
Depot credit card.
Issued to other departments or other places?
Other departments, I mean, how does that kind of
Individuals.
work?
Individuals, no, it's typically just the manager or whoever in charge of the parks
Do
department.
we have other Home Depot credit cards?
We have the purchasing card should have Home Depot, but I don't believe, unless something's slipped me,
I'll make the motion
we've
approved.
got other Home Depot cards floating.
I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Wardlaw. How, like right now, they take a purchase order, they go pick up a card in order to use it.
No, the card should be,
They already have it.
they should be, yeah.
Yeah. So
So
they've
they're
always
just
had
changing
it.
the issuance of who has the card,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
It's approved for a limit, correct, ma'am?
Yes,
And the PO goes along with the card anyway, right?
you are absolutely right.
Yeah. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0 vote. Item 41, discussion possible action to approve Valverde County Library to accept a donation from the Friends of the Valverde County Library for an amount of $5,000. Wow, this check is for the library's 2020-22.
Move.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second.
Second.
Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Item 42, racial profile and report exemption provided by Mr. Trevino.
Move.
Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0 vote. Item 43, remove request of Reserve Deputy Constable 1 Robert Garza Jr. due to not complying with, okay. Do I have a motion to remove the request?
Move.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second.
Second.
Commissioner Wardlaw, all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? 5-0 vote. Item 44, discussion possible action authorizing Sheriff Joe Frank Martinez to purchase appliances for the Comstock residents.
Resident.
Oh, it's that trailer house?
The trailer house, yes, the appliances have been worn out and
Have the
stuff.
money?
Take it out of general, yes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Out of general.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0 vote. Item 45, approving human resource requests from March 5th, 2022 through March 15th, 2022.
Move.
Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0 vote. Man, you did great. You were awesome. That was awesome.
I'm the goat.
A bunch of. Item 46, discussion and approval of revised personal policy manual.
What are we changing?
We had several changes that were recommended by TAC and also some were state mandates. Section 1, employment and employee standards and practices. We're adding to the equal employment opportunity and sexual harassment sections, the LGBTQ, which is a federal Supreme Court mandate. And also as part of the update, we're having to change every word in the policy from just that says he or she to they or them. And that's a requirement. And I verified with the county attorney.
Motion to approve.
Second. A motion, Commissioner Vasquez, second Commissioner Wardlaw. Any discussion? All those for?
Aye.
Anybody against?
Aye.
I just want to run.
We also, part of the policy, we did incorporate the IT policies and procedures. Now we require all new hires to acknowledge and sign the process that RAM has in place. And we do keep that in the personnel file like we do all the other policies that we have in the county. I will be making copies, sending all the revised books out to everybody.
Okay.
Thank you.
The last time I checked, there was only 2.
That's what I'm trying not to do, and I wrote the vote like
Garrett keeps looking at me.
Any other questions?
No, I'm just trying to figure out how to vote. I know what I should vote. Yeah. Do what? Don't whisper.
Is there already a vote?
No, I'm trying to figure out how to vote. I asked the I and the other one. I'm trying to figure out what part I'm gonna be. Yeah, trying to figure out which way to run.
Run for the border.
Yeah.
There's nobody on the other side, they're all over here.
Shit. It's gonna be a 4-1 vote. Damn. Okay, 4-1 vote.
Nothing like putting you between a rock and a hard spot.
Well, if you think about it, just
move on. There ain't no point having it.
Closed session consultation pursuant to Texas Government Code A 551.071, parentheses 2, attorney-client privilege, B 551.071, parentheses 1, parentheses A, contemplated litigation, C 551.072 regarding the purchase, exchange, lease, and value of real property and possible action in open session thereafter, D 551.073 regarding a negotiated contract, lease, and/or value of real property and possible action in open session thereafter. If you'll give us the room, we'll take a little 5-minute break, stretch a little bit, we'll go into executive session. Might be a little bit long. Has a delay. Have you noticed that? When I look over here, when I'm moving and I'm not moving, it's like you gotta wait. Court, I'll come back into session. No action was taken in executive session, we just talked a lot. We had an item that was tabled, item 21. Item 21, discussion possible action on precinct 2 requiring property for future park to be utilized for soccer field, basketball courts, and other sports facilities.
I'll make a motion to authorize Commissioner Vasquez to negotiate on property and bring back a proposal to the court.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries, 5-0 vote. Item 48, Commissioners' comments. Any Commissioners' comments?
I only have one. It has nothing to do with Galveston County, but I would ask that people say a prayer for the people of Ukraine and the mess that they're going through over there. It's really sad to see what's going on. That's all I have.
County Judge's comments. We do have a meeting and we'll publish it or post it. We have a meeting Monday at the Civic Center, at 6 o'clock. There'll be an item on there, discussion possible action on, the use of fairgrounds facility. And it is at 6 o'clock at the fairgrounds. That's my only comment. At the Civic Center, what did I say? Oh, okay. Well, okay, y'all wanna have it at Civic Center? We'll do it. Would have been neat though to have it at the fairgrounds.
Oh, yeah?
Right? But either way, I was corrected. Gonna have it at the Civic Center. Thank you to Commissioner Nettleton and of course always to Karen Gleason for correcting me every chance she gets. So I feel better now. Is there any other comments? No, we're good. We can go home. All right, meeting adjourned. Y'all have a good day. Have a good week.